where in the Bible does it talk about praying to dead people anyway?
Would it be a good idea?
Jimmy Akin and Catholic apologists often argue that speaking to the deceased is acceptable because not everything has to be found in the Bible.
Where in the Bible does it talk about praying to dead people anyway?
Well, it doesn't have to, because sola scriptura is false. And
They claim that because the Bible doesn't explicitly forbid praying to saints, their tradition stands.
would it be a good idea?
However, this ignores a massive biblical reality. Praying to the saints is forbidden in the Bible and is a direct replication of Old Testament idolatry.
Would it be a good idea?
If you are a Christian, then stay tuned to find out why. First, let's hear from Jimmy Akin.
Because sola scriptura is false.
By rejecting the sufficiency of Scripture, they have opened the door to the very syncretism that destroyed Israel.
Would it be a good idea?
To understand why, we have to look at the word Elohim. Elohim is a place of residence term. It describes any entity whose natural habitat is the spiritual realm, including Yahweh, angels, gods, sons of God, and the spirits of the dead.
Having people right there at the throne of God praying for us sounds good to me.
In 1 Samuel 28:13, when the witch of Endor conjures the spirit of Samuel, she cries out that she sees an Elohim coming up out of the earth. The Bible is clear. The dead are Elohim, disembodied spirits.
Having people right there at the throne of God praying for us sounds good to me.
When Catholics argue that we can speak to them because they are alive and can hear us, they are actually admitting to idolatry. We don't speak to these deceased Elohim specifically because they are spiritual entities inhabiting a realm we are forbidden to conjure. This is why the second commandment exists. In Genesis 35, before returning to Bethel, Jacob commanded his household to put away the foreign gods, Elohim. These were the same kind of household idols, teraphim, that we later find in King Saul's house. In 1 Samuel 19, Michal uses a teraphim to trick Saul's assassins. This reveals the core difference between Saul and David. David committed moral sins, but he maintained believing loyalty to Yahweh alone. Saul, however, practiced syncretism. His household was filled with large-scale idols, hedging his bets between Yahweh and lesser Elohim. Today, the Catholic Church mirrors Saul by filling cathedrals with statues and encouraging contact with deceased saints. They are practicing modern divination.
Would it be a good idea?
1 Samuel 15:23 says, "For rebellion is as the sin of divination, and presumption is as iniquity and idolatry, teraphim." In the Hebrew, Samuel is telling Saul that his rebellion is identical to the use of teraphim, the images of ancestors. Whether you call them household gods or saints, the act of bowing to these images and seeking their mediation is the exact idolatry that overthrew the generation in the wilderness.
Because sola scriptura is false.
This demonstrates that Saul used these statues as another way to contact Yahweh, attempting to bypass God's prescribed boundaries through the spirits of the deceased, biblically known as gods. The exact same method the Catholic Church teaches today to justify their use of images, icons, veneration used for divination, the same rebellion against Yahweh as the Israelites. Because they have rejected the truth of the word for a lie, they are blinded to the mystery of the gospel.
Because sola scriptura is false.
They claim 2,000 years of apostolic wisdom, yet many of their foundational thinkers didn't even know the Hebrew context of the scriptures they claim to interpret. The recap is simple. The Bible defines the deceased as Elohim. To seek them out is divination. Jimmy Akin and his Catholic clan are speaking to false gods. And just as idolatry brought Israel to its knees, this great apostasy of the Catholic Church threatens the spiritual foundation of our own country, United States. Moreover, Josiah put away the mediums and the necromancers and the household gods and the idols and all the abominations that were seen in the land of Judah and in Jerusalem, that he might establish the words of the law that were written in the book. 2 Kings 23:24.
Because sola scriptura is false.
Don't exchange the Rock of Ages for the other rocks of the dead. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe.
Because sola scriptura is false.